Good afternoon, guys. Great to see you all. So we're going to start today's class in a little seated position. So if you could just slowly make your way up, just take it easy as you do that. And you might want to, you can either place a block underneath your bottom just to give it a bit of height, or you could even roll the back of your mat underneath just to give you a bit more stability. But we'll be here for about 5 minutes-ish, which I know it's quite unusual to sit that long generally in a cross-legged position. We'll give it a go, okay? So the first thing I'd love you to do is just get your spine nice and long, and take whichever leg you feel most comfortable about being in front. And if you need to modify at any point, you can do that too. But then once you're nice and stable, just start to bring your hands onto your lap or onto your knees, or even turning up or turning them down, entirely up to you. And then as you start to sit up, try and draw your chin in towards you, as that will kind of naturally lengthen you up, and then draw your tummy in a bit more, so you become a bit more stable in that way. I like to just rest my hands just together. And then you're just going to allow your eyes to close. And as you just settle yourself down, sink in. Just notice initially I suppose how you're feeling, if there's any kind of physical bits which you become aware of. So is it tightness in your hips? Maybe. Anything comfortable, anything uncomfortable? And then working a little bit deeper from the physical attributes, how are you feeling, I suppose, mentally and emotionally? Which initially is quite a hard thing to gather. But if you can, over time, just start to bring a little bit of awareness to that, you can almost separate yourself from those particular emotions. And then you can kind of ground yourself into what you're doing now. And to help reground yourself and draw the focus a bit more central, a nice way to do that is to use your breathing. So although pretty challenging, if you can just start to notice how you're breathing in and then how you're breathing out. And then by just taking that focus to your breathing, it just immediately focuses on what you're doing now, rather than thinking about lots of other particular things. And the reason why that's good is it just helps to allow your brain, your mind, just to have a little bit of a break, a refocus and attention. It's a good exercise for your mind. So can you breathe a little bit deeper down into the bottom of your lungs? Maybe feel your tummy almost expand as you do that. And then when you breathe out, maybe notice how your tummy just releases. It's just an exercise in observation. And every time your mind wanders off, just see if you can bring it back to that feeling sensation of how you're breathing. And as you're noticing that, for the next 45, 50 minutes, just try and use this breathing as a tool, as a little helping hand, just to help you relax into the movements, poses, postures. It's all going to be nice and passive, relaxing, nothing strenuous at all. But then using your breathing, when we do hold these poses, maybe for 30 seconds to 2 minutes each, you go a little bit deeper physically, but then also that is an extra depth in how you go mentally. So if you're working with any injuries, now's a good time just to let me know. And I might come around, assist, adjust, massage. If you just want to be left in your own space, super cool, just let me know. Good. Okay, so wherever your mind has wandered off to, just start to ease it back. Bring it maybe into some sounds you can hear initially. Let's refocus that attention to the music. And then bring it a little bit more acutely to the sensations of touch. What can you feel? Your bottom press on the floor. Good. And then just start to bring a bit of softness into your spine, and then just allow your chin to draw towards your chest a little bit, so letting the back of the neck draw down. And then you can start to take the right ear towards your right shoulder. Maybe notice how that feels across the side of your neck there. Coming back all the way towards the center. You can do the same on the other side. Good. Coming all the way back up towards the top. You can even start to bring a bit of extra depth with your hands now. So placing your right hand on the floor, start to lengthen up your left arm all the way towards the top. And taking your left hand and start to just ease that neck down a little bit. So it's not so much a tug, it's just a little bit of a added extra weight. Good, lifting yourself all the way back up. Switch your hands, and you even like, as you float the other arm up, you might notice a nice stretch in different arm parts, body parts. Good, lifting yourself all the way back up to the top. So we're going to go for a little bit of a twist now. So take the left hand towards the outside edge of the right knee, place the right hand on a block or the floor behind you. I like to use my fingertips to give me a bit of extra height. Lift tall, and then twist around. Keep breathing as you're doing it. Keep your eyes closed maybe. Good, coming all the way back towards the center. Switch sides. It's like pulling in your tummy, also getting, you can also move a little bit, right? You don't have to be static. Good, coming all the way back towards the center. Bring your hands into your lap. Wiggle your body around as well a little bit. Give a bit of movement into the rib cages, the spine. You can even like roll it forwards and around. One way and then the other. And even like with your hands on your knees, you might even get into your wrists as well. Good, and you can even start to do things with your shoulders. Just try and get into those bits. Good stuff. And then once you've done that a few times, you can then start to interlace your hands above your head, lengthen yourself all the way up. Feel it through your side bodies, give a little sway there too, it's quite nice. And then release your hands towards the floor. Let your head draw down towards the mat. And then feel, I hope, a nice opening through your hips and the back of your neck. Let your head draw down. Just stay there for a couple of moments. Cool. So if you can, and just taking your time with this, if you'd like to stay where you are, please do. See if you can just transfer the weight onto your hands and your knees. If you've got a sore knee, obviously take your time. You can swing the legs out to the side and then just pop yourself up onto all fours. Move any blocks, any little bits out the way. And just start to spread your fingers super wide. Importantly, as we go through into a little down dog, you'll probably notice your first two fingers popping up, and that's quite natural, but you just got to start to counter that, as then you're going to be using all of your hands and all the muscles all the way throughout the hands, especially these two, first and thumb, where you've got more nerve endings in those guys as well. So really utilize every part of your hands and fingers. And you can curl the toes under, and then start to lift your bottom all the way up. Come up into an upside down V shape, what's called a down facing dog. And you can start to walk your heels out a little bit, pressing up one heel, then the other. And even, sway your bum from right to left, feel the rib cages, even get a bit of an opening through that. You can even shake your heads a little bit, roll your jaw around, your eyes, your tongue. Good. And then when you find some stillness, when this pose gets a bit easy, you'll start to notice your heels will be able to draw towards the floor a bit more. And all your back and torso become a bit more open. You might find that over the next 10-15 minutes anyway, as you warm up. But let's help the body warm up just by doing a few easy, what are called vinyasas. So if you've never seen them before, you can always drop to your knees and have a little look. Otherwise, just join in. And the first movement is coming into a plank position. And as you come into a plank, try and keep strong by tilting your pelvis towards your face, and that activates your tummy a bit more. And then drop your knees to the floor. Bring the tops of the feet to the floor. And keep the elbows nice and tight as you slowly come all the way down. Come and lie flat on the mat, lifting your chest up, not really using much force, but feel it in your middle lower back, and then bring your chest back down, and then push your bottom all the way back and come into a child's pose. So just pause there for a moment. If you want to rest at any point here, please do. We'll start to lift yourself back up into a down-facing dog. So we'll do 2 more together, okay? But breathe smoothly with your breathing to help you stay at ease. So breathe in and come to a plank position. Breathe out, you can drop your knees, bring your elbows tight to your body, and just slowly hover down. Try and keep drawing your shoulders down too, it's quite good. Now lift your chest up. Good, and then bring your chest back down. And then bring your bottom towards your heels. Come into a child's pose and just pause there. Good. Taking your time, you can start to lift back up into a down dog. And we'll just do 1 more in a moment, just to kind of allow yourself to become a bit more comfortable. Come into a plank position. Drop the knees to the floor, keep the elbows tight to your body. Hover down slowly. Lift your chest up without using your hands too much. And then bring your chest back down. And then push your bottom back, come into a child's pose. And just, again, for a moment, be easy there. Good, and then lifting yourself all the way back up into a down-facing dog.